find you both physically and spiritually healthy. I miss seeing everyone, and I hope you're continuing with your practice. So today we are going to do more of a yoga boot camp flow. So it's important that we also continue to strengthen our muscles. So it's going to be a little bit more active, a little bit more muscle building than many of the yoga classes, but hopefully you'll find it enjoyable and just a way to get back into the body and again back to experience health and strength and all of those things that we need right now. But to get started, I wanted to get started off with a mudra meditation. So a mudra, it's like yoga for your hands. So it's an energy lock, so it helps us to cultivate a type of energy. And today we're going to get started with Ishvara Mudra. So what you're going to do is you clasp your hands, the pointer finger and the pinky will go out, and then you can place the thumbs right on top of your index fingers. So Ishvara Mudra helps us to turn inward. So really we're going to start turning inward as we go through this boot camp practice, reconnecting body, mind, and spirit. So you can place this mudra right at your lower abdomen. And you can sit up tall, either on your mat or on a meditation cushion, shoulders stacked over hips. You can take a moment and close your eyes here. And you can start to focus on your breath, just observing the inhales and the exhales. Now, as you hold this mudra, start to focus on the lower abdomen and how your breath manifests there. So what the physical sensations feel like. So that's right below your belly button. And you can start to bring the focus right to the mid-abdomen. And noticing how the breath feels there. Maybe you start to notice now that where attention goes, energy flows. So wherever we put our attention, that's really where our experience resides. And now feeling the breath in your chest. Maybe noticing how it expands on the inhale and contracts on the exhale. You can bring your hands to heart center. And maybe take a moment to call to mind maybe somebody in your life or someone that you know about who could just use a little extra positive energy or a little more goodwill. And we'll dedicate the merits of your practice to that person. So for the next 60 minutes, whatever good comes out of that practice, you can give it right to that person. And you can open your eyes, inhale, hands come high, and exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, hands come high, and exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll take a twist to the left, so right hand can cross along the left knee. We'll take a twist, keeping the spine long, chin away from the chest. And then we'll switch sides. and coming back to center. You can make your way onto your mat. So I have 2 blocks. If you have blocks, of course, you can bring them so they're available to you. I'll try to make sure the practice is not too heavy on blocks since I don't know who has them or not, but let's get started. So we're gonna come right into our tabletop. So tabletop, shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. And you can get those hands nice and flat on the earth, maybe even opening up the fingertips wide. We're really feeling the connection that you're making with the earth as well too. Then on an inhale, drop the belly, look up for our cow pose. And then on an exhale, arch the spine, drop the head. And there's our cat pose. So inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arch the spine and drop the head. Now you can take a couple more now at your own pace. You can keep the eyes closed, matching breath to movement. And as you start to turn inward, you can also see if there's any other shapes or movements that might be calling to you right now. You can take those as well too. Maybe you can bring the hands out to the sides, or maybe even facing the thighs and take some gentle wrist rotations. Can feel really nice on the forearms. And we'll come back to center, back to our neutral tabletop. And here you can start to engage the core a little bit. So you can imagine the belly button coming up towards the spine. You can extend the right leg back so it's parallel to the earth. Now here you can either keep the hands pressed into the earth or extend that left arm forward. And you might feel a little wobbly here, and that's okay. You can take an inhale, and then on your exhale, we'll make that cat-like spine, bringing knee to elbow. Coming back up, knee to elbow. Coming back up, knee to elbow. Coming back up, holding it here, and then keeping the leg lifted, gently placing the left hand back to the earth. You can have your foot flexed here, and we're just going to take 10 little pulses up, so working the glutes early on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee so toes are pointing to the sky, and we'll take 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bringing the knee back down to the earth. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arch the spine, drop the head. We come back into our neutral. So you can take a moment again, maybe setting up, starting to engage the core. This time, left leg will come back parallel to the earth, hips square to the earth, and right arm will go forward. You can take an inhale here, exhale, knee to elbow. Coming back up, knee to elbow. Coming back up, knee to elbow, coming back up, holding it here, right hand connects to the earth, leg stays parallel, 10 little pulses to the sky. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, toes point to the sky. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee can come back down to the earth. Curl the toes under with the hands pressing into the earth. You can lift the knees above, so you're hovering table. So core is engaged and gaze is straight down. And you remember to breathe. It's almost like you're trying to push giant door away. can step back to your high plank. So high plank, shoulders over wrist, core is engaged, and hips can be lifted so they're about shoulder level. You can take an inhale here, exhale, push back, downward facing dog. And then on an inhale, you can glide forward to your high plank. And then on an exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, glide forward to your high plank. Then you can push forward on your toes, so shoulders are over wrist. And we'll make it all the way down to your mat via a low push-up. So going as slowly as you can and keeping the elbows close to the torso. And you're all the way down. Then we're going to make a little pillow with our hands. So you can place the hands on the earth, and then you're going to rest your forehead right on your pillows. So we're going to come into our belly back bend. So really taking the time to strengthen our back so we can continue to stand strong and tall. So forehead can rest on your hand pillow, shoelace side of the feet pressing into the earth. And then on an inhale, we'll lift the upper body. So on an inhale, we come up. And breathing here. And then coming back down. And just take a moment to reset. And then on the next one, we're going to lift the upper body and the lower body. So you can keep the forehead connected to your hand pillow. And then on an inhale, rise up. And trying to keep the feet somewhat close together so they're not too splayed open. And remember to breathe. And then coming back down. So we have one more belly back bend to do. So for the next one, you can bring your arms out long in front of you. We can come into our Superman. So inhale, come up. And then coming back down. You can bend the knees here, windshield wiper the feet back and forth. And then hands can come out wide at the edges of the mat. Maybe even tent your fingers. You have like those spider-like fingers. Shoelace side of the feet, again, presses into the earth. Inhale, you can come up into your wide Cobra. And drop the right shoulder, looking over the left. And coming back up and dropping the left, looking over the right. Coming back up, we'll do one more on each side. So dropping the right, looking over the left. Coming back up, dropping the left, looking over the right. Coming back up, taking an inhale here. And then an exhale, coming back down to the earth. Hands can come underneath shoulders. You can push yourself up into tabletop. Knees can come wide, sitting right back onto your heels for child's pose. And just as we take this moment in child's pose, just really feeling the hands connecting to the earth and the forehead, feeling that sense of grounding and support. And knowing that this posture is available to you all the time. So even if I don't call it out and you feel like you need to rest, please just come into your child's pose. So much about this practice is just checking in with the body, seeing how you feel, and then making decisions that will honor and strengthen your body. You can rise back up to your tabletop. Curl the toes under, coming back into your downward facing dog. So we'll stay in this dog for a couple of breaths. So you can take some time pedaling out the feet here. stretching out the hamstrings. Hands are pressed firmly into the earth. You can go high on your tiptoes, bending the knees to lengthen the spine, and then straighten the legs. And we'll go high on the tiptoes again, bending the knees, and walk to the front of your mat, and we'll meet in Ragdoll, forward fold. So feet hips width apart, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Knees can be bent here, almost like you're creating a little shelf for your belly, and just let the head hang heavy. With the feet rooted into the earth, you can sway a little bit side to side. And coming back to center, you can toe heel your feet together. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. So shoulder blades pinch back, gaze is straight down. And then on an exhale, you'll forward fold. We'll do that again. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades come back. Then plant the hands on the hip. Leg strength brings you right up to standing. Inhale, hands come high. Hands can connect together overhead, prayer hands. With the feet rooting into the earth, you can try to touch the sky, lengthening the body. Then we'll take a side bend to the right. Coming back up through center, side bend to the left. Coming back up through center, we'll take those goddess arms. Inhale, look up, opening up the heart space. And then hands can come to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, we'll bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades come back. And then exhale, you can plant your hands, step back to your high plank. Holding it here, pressing the earth away. Breathing here. We'll come down to our Dolphin Plank, maybe right arm leads, then left. Hips are still lifted, core is engaged, forearms pressing into the earth. Then you can drop the knees, drop the belly, coming into Sphinx. So chest coming through shoulders, gaze straight ahead. So this is a back bend. Curling the toes under, lifting the hips. And then right hand can come up, then left, back to your high plank. Take an inhale here, exhale back to downward facing dog. Right leg comes high for three-legged dog when you're right. You can take an inhale here, exhale, glide forward, right knee to right elbow. Coming back up. Right knee to left elbow. Coming back up. Right knee to nose. Holding it here, you can step forward to your runner's lunge. So if you want to use blocks, you can use blocks in your runner's lunge, or maybe you just have your fingertips coming to the earth. But knee is over ankle here. So we're going to take 5 Kundalini squats. So you're going to place the weight into your right foot, and then left knee comes and tucks right back, right next to it. So that was 5. Then you can drop the left knee, opening up the chest. Come back to your runner's lunge. 4. Drop the knee, open, back to runner's lunge. 3. 2. 1. When you're back to your runner's lunge, you can drop the back knee, hands come high to the sky for your low lunge. Sinking into that right hip. Breathing here. Settling in. And then left hand can connect with the earth. We'll
twist to the right.
Right hand can come back to the earth. You can straighten out that front leg. We'll come into our half split. So again, you can use blocks. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinging forward. You can walk your hands forward, curl the back toes under, coming back to your runner's lunge on the right. Then left foot will come to meet the right. Hips go low, downhill skier. So knees are bent, spine is long, elbows come back by ribs. You can take an inhale here. Exhale, arms sweep back. Leg strength brings you right back up. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades come back, and then you can plant the hands, step back to your high plank. So high plank, shoulders over wrist, core is engaged, breathing here. Really using all of your muscles in this posture. And we'll come down to our Dolphin Plank, left forearm, then right. Core is still activated. Remembering to breathe, feeling how strong you are. And you can drop the knees, drop the hips, Sphinx pose, stretching out the spine. Curling the toes under, you can lift the hips back up to your Dolphin Plank. And then left arm, then right arm brings you back up to high plank. You can take an inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Then breathing here. This time left leg will lift high for three-legged dog on your left. Take an inhale, exhale, glide forward, left knee, left elbow. Coming back up. Left knee, right elbow. Coming back up, knee to nose, holding it here and stepping that left foot forward for your runner's lunge now on your left. So again, we're going to take those 5 Kundalini yoga squats. So placing the weight into your left foot now, you'll bring the right knee kind of right up to the left, staying low, and then back to your runner's lunge. Drop the knee for a moment, opening up the chest, and then back to your runner's lunge. So that was 1. So come in again to the Kundalini squat. Three. 2. 1. And then back into our runner's lunge on the left. Drop the back knee, hands come high to the sky, low lunge. Breathing here. Right hand can connect with the earth as we twist to the left. Left hand can come back to the earth, straighten out that front leg, half split. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, hinging forward. You can walk the hands forward, coming back to your runner's lunge, so curling the back toes under. Right foot comes to meet the left, downhill skier. Elbows come back by ribs. And take an inhale here, exhale, arms sweep back. Leg strength brings you right up to standing. Inhale, hands come high. And exhale, hands come to heart center. One more time. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. Shoulder blades come back. And then you can plant the hands, step So you can either drop your knees coming into your supported plank, or you can come into your regular push-ups. We'll take 5 right here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push right back, downward facing dog. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees. You can walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up on your inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, shoulder blades come back. And then on an exhale, you can plant the hands, step back to your high plank. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna do 5 more push-ups. I know, it's a lot. Remember, you can always drop your knees, but let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. If you want to come into a quick child's pose, you can. And then we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. And then inhale, go high on your tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, forward fold. This time you can drop the hips, coming right into your Utkatasana chair pose. So I like to keep my feet about hips width apart in chair pose. But you can take a peek down, make sure you can see your toes. If not, that just means you have to sit back a little bit further. And breathing here. You're gonna bring your hands to heart center. So we're gonna take 5 chair squats. So get as low as you can right now. And then on an inhale, we come up. Exhale, sit back down to your chair. That's 5. Come back up. 4, come back up, 3, rise up, 2, rise up, and 1. We'll hold it here. And you can go high on your tiptoes here. So your legs might shake a little bit, but that's okay. Then we're going to start to bring our hips down to our heels. Maybe find one spot to gaze at that's not moving, so you're drishti, and breathing. Hands can then come all the way down to the earth to catch you as we make our way onto our backs. Knees can come over hips, so making 90-degree angles with your legs. Hands can come behind head, and we'll take 20 yoga bicycles. So we'll start with right elbow to left knee for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can give the knees a hug in. Maybe rock a little side to side. You can cross your ankles, grab behind your thighs. We can start rocking up and down your mat. And then you can plant your hands at the top. Step back to your high plank. We'll take a low push-up here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. In my downward facing dogs, I like to keep my knees a little bit bent. It helps to keep the spine nice and long, so you might want to try that, play with that. Right leg comes high, and then right foot will step forward, back foot dials back, warrior one on the right. So in warrior one, hips are squared forward, but knee is over ankle, and back foot is flat on the earth. And breathing here. You can bring your hands to heart center. And you're going to place the weight into your right foot. Left leg sweeps, coming into your standing figure four. So left ankle is right on that right knee. So you can keep that spine long here. Then maybe you bring your arms out to touch the wall in front of you. You try to get your torso parallel to the earth. And just breathing here. You can bring your hands back to heart center. And we'll rise up to standing, but bringing the left knee with us, coming into our one-legged Tadasana. Keeping a little bit of a bend in that right knee. We're going to kick back to our warrior three. And here we're going to take, trying to think of the number, 3. We'll take 3 Shiva squats. So right knee bends, left knee tucks. Coming back up, warrior 3. We'll do 2 more. Right knee bends, left knee tucks. Right back, warrior 3. And then 1 more. So these are really good for your glutes. You might fail it tomorrow. So we're in our warrior 3 now. Keeping a little bit of a bend in that right knee, gently coming back, crescent lunge on the right. So you're on the ball of your back foot, right knee is right over your right ankle, and you breathe. You can take an inhale. On your exhale, you'll drop the left knee to hover. Arms come out like goddess arms. And then inhale, you rise. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, you come back down. Just 2 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, you come back down. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, you come right back down. You can bring your hands back up to the sky. Straighten out that back leg. And you're back in your crescent lunge. Hands can come to heart center. Open wide like a T. We'll take a high twist to the right. Open up, warrior 2. So in warrior 2, you've got the heel to instep alignment, shoulders stacked over hips, arms are parallel. You can gaze straight ahead. Maybe looking at your middle finger, which is your drishti. You can flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, come into our side angle. So right forearm, just rest on that right thigh. Back foot is still pressed firmly into the earth. And top hand is above your head. You can either stay with the hand above your head, or maybe you reach forward. Or if you have a half or full bind in your practice, you can take that here. And you breathe. With the feet rooted into the earth, you can come back up to your warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, and then you can straighten out that front leg. We'll set up for Trikonasana. So I like to shimmy my foot up a little bit, shorten my stance. Toes can start to point a little bit more towards the front of the mat. Arms can come out parallel. You try to touch the front of the mat. When you can't go anymore, then you can just drop that right hand to the shin or a block. You can either gaze at the wall, or you can, if it feels okay in your neck, you can look up at your hand. core strength will bring you right back up. You can pivot to the left, so toes will be out to 10 and 2. Drop right in to your goddess. So maybe you close your eyes here with the feet rooting into the earth, and you breathe. And feeling that connection that you're making with the earth, feeling the strength building in your legs. Then in your next inhale, you can straighten your legs, arms come wide, 5-pointed star. Exhale back to goddess. We'll do that 4 more times. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we come back down. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we come back down 2 more times. Rise up. Sink down. Rise up. Sink down. And breathing here. And we'll pivot to the right, back to our warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands windmill back down to the earth. You can step back to your high plank, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And so we have 1 more side, but I know you guys can do it. Now you have to do it or else you'd be uneven. The left leg comes high. Left foot steps forward. Back foot dials back. Warrior 1 on your left. So you can take a moment to set up here. Making sure both feet are flat on the earth, hips are squared. So usually that means putting a lot of energy into that back foot because that's what will square your hips forward. And you can bring your hands to heart center. You'll place the weight now into your left foot. Right leg wraps around, right ankle on left knee for standing figure 4. You can parallel your torso to the earth. Arms can come out long. And sinking in a little bit deeper. Just feeling a nice stretch here. Bringing the hands back to heart center. You can rise up to standing, bringing your right knee with you for your one-legged Tadasana. Keeping a little bit of a bend in that left knee. Kicking back, warrior 3. So it's like a bent-legged warrior 3. So you're making like a T with your body, but that left knee is still a little bit bent. We'll come into 3 Shiva squats. So bending the left knee, right knee tucks. Coming back up to warrior 3. Bending the left knee, tucks, back to warrior 3. And then 1 more Shiva squat, back to warrior 3. Keeping a little bit of a bend in that left knee. Gently make your way back. Crescent lunge. So we're on crescent lunge on our left. So left knee is over ankle. We're on the ball of our back foot. Right knee will hover as we come into those goddess arms. And we'll do these 5 lunge squats. So inhale, we rise. Exhale, we come back down. That's 4. Rise up. 3. Rise up. 2. Rise up. And 1. So we're coming back down into our lunge squat. Arms can come high to the sky again. Straighten the back leg. And we're in our crescent lunge. Hands can come to heart center. Open wide like a T. High twist to the left. And then open up, warrior 2. So we're in our warrior 2 on the left. With the heel to instep alignment, arms are parallel. Now you guys stay where you are. I am just going to change my orientation so you don't have to look at the back of me. But we're in our warrior 2 on the left. You can flip that front palm palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, coming into side angle on the left. Left forearm to left thigh. And think about what you want to do with that top hand. Maybe it comes forward, or maybe it wraps behind. But you remember to breathe. Feet are rooting into the earth. You can almost imagine the left side of your chest is corkscrewing to the sky. With the feet rooting into the earth, you can rise back up to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Straighten that front leg on track. And we'll set up for triangle pose now. So again, you can shorten your stance. We'll try to touch the front of the mat. And then the left hand can come to the shin or block for triangle. Core strength will bring you right back up. This time you'll pivot to the right. We're going to come back into our goddess, so the long side of your mat, toes out to 10 and 2. This time I want you to close your eyes as you're in your goddess pose. Maybe just start swaying a little bit back and forth. And as you sway, you start to get a little bit lower. But just listening to your body. Just giving some movement to your breath. And then eventually you'll find some stillness and you can sink in a little bit deeper. We'll stay here for 5. So try to see how low you can get, knowing this too will soon be over. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can pivot to the front of your mat, so you're in your warrior 2 on your left. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands windmill back down to the earth. You can step back to your high plank. Come down to your low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out your feet a little bit here. And right leg can come high. And bring your right knee to right elbow. You can lower it down as we start to set up for our half pigeon. So if you have a block or towel for your half pigeon, you can do that, placing it underneath your hip. I usually need a little extra support underneath my right hip. Or you could also come into a reclining figure 4. But if you're coming into your half pigeon, let's not go in there right away. Let's come into our proud pigeon first. So hands on the earth. Just giving the body some time to unwind and some time to settle in. So we don't need to rush into the posture. And just letting the muscles kind of ease down and relax. And then once that feels okay, then we can start coming down. Maybe we can come down into forearms, or if you want, coming all the way down, maybe resting your head on the hands or on the earth. But just taking it to your level of depth, whatever would feel good for you. And we'll start to hold the postures a little bit longer now. So we did a lot for strength. We were going fairly quickly, but now doing more of yin style, more restorative, and more sinking in. So this gives us the opportunity to surrender. So it's really the yin and the yang. We have the ability to take action, but we also need the ability to surrender. can start to come back up to your proud pigeon. Maybe take a moment here. Curl the back toes under. You start to make your way back, maybe coming back into a three-legged dog. You can bend the knee, opening up the hip here if that feels good. And then bringing the right foot back down to meet the left, back into your downward facing dog. Or if you took reclining figure four, you can start to switch to the other side. We'll lift our left leg high. Now bringing the left knee to left elbow, and then lowering it down for our half pigeon on the left. Remember, we're not going to drop right into it. We're going to stay in our proud pigeon for a few moments and more sink into it. So not forcing, but more flowing. Once you feel settled, then you can start to make your way down to forearms, or bringing the forehead all the way to blocks or the hands. Or your half pigeon on your left, however that looks for you. You can see if there's anything you can release. Sometimes even when we think that we're releasing, you can just ask yourself, is there something else that I can let go of? Can I sink a little bit deeper? And often you'll notice that you can. Start to rise back up to your proud pigeon, both hands on the earth, maybe taking a moment here. And curl the back toes under. If you were using a block or a blanket, move that out of the way. And left leg can come high for your three-legged dog on the left. Maybe you bend the knee here too, opening up the hip. And then left foot can come back down to the earth. You can drop your knees coming into your tabletop. Then you can just cross your ankles and we'll make our way onto our backs. So we're going to take two bridge poses. So feet are about hips width apart, and you can see if you can graze your heels with your fingertips, so making sure they're not too far away from you. So this first one, you just place your triceps into the earth and we'll lift the hips high. So pressing the soles of the feet into the earth and feeling that nice arch on the spine. And breathing here. And then you can release the hips back down onto the earth. Taking a moment to settle in. Now for our next bridge, you can do the same thing where we just lift our hips up with the triceps pressed into the earth. Or if you want, you can interlace your hands behind your lower back, shimmying the shoulders underneath the shoulder blades, and it becomes a chest opener as well. So on an inhale, you come up. Really pressing the feet into the earth to get that nice arch. Remembering to breathe. And then releasing back down onto your mat. Feet can come wide, the sides of your mat. Then you just let the knees knock in. So knock knee pose, which is just a nice counter posture to the back bending. And then soles of the feet can come together, knees come wide, Supta Padasana, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And maybe you close your eyes. And then again, you can start to turn inward again. So if you notice that your mind is starting to wander, thinking about what's next or what you have to do later, just bring the focus right back to the breath in the body. And that's really the practice, is just to observe the mind and then bring it back. With enough practice, we start to regain control, which means that we're not dictated by our emotions or our feelings or thoughts, but that we're steering the ship. And give your knees a hug in. And then you can bring your feet high to the sky. So if you have a block, you can place it under your sacrum here, or you can just bring your hands right underneath your lower hips. And just taking this gentle inversion. Of course, if you're also by a wall, it could feel really nice. You might even want to stay there until we finish with Shavasana. If you had a block, you can gently remove that. We'll take a happy baby. So you can grab the inside edges of your feet, heels are stacked over knees, and just rock a little bit side to side, massaging at the spine. And then you can give both knees a hug into the chest. Holding on to that right knee, you can let the left leg go long on the earth. With your left hand, you'll take your right knee, gently guiding it across the body. Right arm and gaze can go to the right. And coming back through center, you can hug both knees in. This time we'll keep the left knee hugged in, right leg can go long. With the right hand, we'll gently guide the left knee across the right side of the body. And gaze to the left. Coming back through center, you can grab both knees, hug in, taking a moment just to feel gratitude towards yourself for taking the time today, reintegrating body, mind, and spirit. We need all three to be healthy and supported. And then you can straighten your legs long on the earth. Really take up some space here if you can. You can widen your legs. Palms can face the sky, as head, chest, and shoulders start to melt into the earth as we come into our final and most important posture, Shavasana. Maybe starting to bring a little bit of consciousness back. And wiggle the toes or fingers. And you can gently start to roll over to your left or your right side. So whatever's more comfortable. We'll spend a few moments just in the fetal position. So still resting. You can start to slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Meet their hands at heart center. You can either keep your eyes closed or just gaze softly at your fingertips. You can bring your thumb knuckles to your lips and to your third eye. I'm wishing you love and light on your journey, and peace and health and wellness. Everything that is good and light in me bows to everything that is good and light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I cannot wait to see you soon in person, and I hope you are well, and I really do look forward to seeing you soon.